Analytics and big data have potential in many industries, but they are on the cusp of scoring major points in sports. From coaches and players to front offices and businesses, analytics can make a difference in scoring touchdowns, signing contracts, or preventing injuries. Whether secretly or openly, sports organizations around the world are increasingly getting on board with analytics. Whether it's to identify an edge in performance from players or finding one way from the field of play, using data to inform decisions is becoming essential. Therefore, having the opportunity to store the data gathered from mobile applications up to trackable fitness devices in one place where it can be processed and analyzed may play an important part in the sport industry development. On the other hand, same technique can be useful in the health environment. Nowadays, the world is facing with pandemics of epic proportions, as millions of people are infected with diseases such as HIV, tuberculosis, malaria, and many others. Prevention and treatment interventions require efficient information management, which is particularly critical since this data has to be entrusted to less skilled providers. Even though we are living in a world where technology improves daily, most of the countries manage their information with spreadsheets or small, poorly designed databases, whether because of time, lack of money, or no access to software developers. As a response, a medical record platform called OpenMRS was designed as a better tool for information management, reducing clusters or duplication of data. OpenMRS is a software platform and a reference application which enables design of a customized medical record system with no programming knowledge. It is a common platform upon which medical informatics efforts in developing countries can be built. OpenMRS is based on the principle that information should be stored in a way which makes it easy to summarize and analyze, minimal use of free text and maximum use of coded information. OpenMRS is a software client-server application, which means it is designed to work in an environment where many client computers access the same information on a server. Our project revolves around two main important aspects: record the user's lifestyle and heart rate levels, and then process and analyze the data for preventing any future risk in hypertension. Three important points are tackled in the development process. One of them is the use of wearable fitness devices such as Fitbit, PulseOx, or Withings. This data will be gathered from mobile applications as Google Fit, HealthKit, or Microsoft Health, and then sent to the OpenMRS platform. Having the opportunity to measure the user's daily lifestyle, nutrition log, sleep log, activity log, and heart rate is enough to get an overview of the patient's condition, as the data stored will be processed and analyzed, offering the user not only suggestions of how he can improve his condition or what is his hypertension risk, but also daily notifications and nudges to keep on track. High blood pressure or hypertension puts extra strain on your heart and blood vessels. If untreated, over time this extra pressure can increase your risk of a heart attack, stroke, or kidney disease. Generally, the higher the blood pressure, the greater the risk. Untreated hypertension affects all organ systems and can shorten one's life expectancy by 10 to 20 years. Factors that can raise your risk of developing primary hypertension include age, a family history of high blood pressure, a high amount of salt in your food, a lack of exercise, being overweight or obese, smoking, and drinking large amounts of alcohol. Therefore, our project consists of two parts: the OpenMRS platform that needs to store all the available data from wearables and mobile applications, user basic data, vitals, nutrition log, sleep log, water log, activity log, or heart rate, allowing it to be visualized or downloaded. And the second part, the Android client, that will fetch the data from the OpenMRS, analyze it, and return suggestions, tips, notifications, nudges for the user to keep on track and improve his health condition. We have been looking on which are the most used and best wearables to keep track on hypertension condition. This involved finding the ones compatible with Android devices that could communicate with Google Fit, as well as having the opportunity to measure your heart rate. We ended up choosing the Fitbit Charge HR as it met all the criteria mentioned above. Here's Tom, who's 35 and lives alone. He works as a software engineer at a large company. He's a busy man, therefore he doesn't have time to run more than once a week. Also, the risk in hypertension in his family is high. Therefore, Tom is worried. That's why Tom visited his GP, Mr. Anderson, that told him his heart rate as well as his BMI are pretty high. Mr. Anderson said that Tom should run at least 3 hours a week and pay attention to what he eats each day. Therefore, Tom was recommended a lifestyle tracker so that Mr. Anderson can monitorize him daily. During this last term, we managed to gather all the necessary requirements, as well as completing the research and finally choosing the best solution that can help us create an application to help and prevent the future development of hypertension. We have managed to set up the online platform with all the necessary requirements, as well as having one part of the Android client completed, which involves connecting to the server, logging in as a doctor, find information about patients, and record vitals.